Hello everyone, my name is Tuyishimire Julienne. I'm studying at IPRC Karongi in IT Year 3. So here I'm going to present a project called EncryptoSafe project. Is an application that will help us to encrypt and decrypt a file by using an algorithm called AES, Advanced Encryption Standard. It uses same key by either encrypt and decrypt your files. In that application, if you hide a file and you try to open it with outside of application, that file will not be opened because it will require any key or pin to be opened. You use a pin to open it or to decrypt it. So here I have in IDE NetBean, I have a code that will help us to do that. Here I have a design like a calculator that will help us to enter our PIN to encrypt or decrypt your file. Here I have any button to hide your file and show to see your hidden or decrypted file. So and clear if you may enter incorrect pin, you can clear it. So here if I click on another button called the option. So here if I can click on hide and see its button function. So in hide file we have any a string pin is text is int, but we parse it in int in string. So here we have if you enter your pin, you will going to hide your file. So here I have in a try, I have a class called EncryptoSafe, and this class will help to enter key or pin and select a file that will be will you going to hide or to encrypt. So here if you select your file to hide, the application will show you any message called file successful hidden. So here we have any function in that class called EncryptoSafe is where I make the code that help to encrypt and decrypt. So In that class we have called EncryptoUtil, we have an algorithm for encryption and decryption. It uses the same key for encrypt and decrypt. Here, for encrypted folder, we get a folder where we see or where we retrieve a file that will be or that we're going to encrypt. That file is located on user.home and desktop plus first parameter. That file is called encrypto hidden, is where files that are being encrypted are kept. And here we have another called decrypted folder. Decrypted folder is a folder that keeps the file is located on user home desktop. That folder is called unhidden file. Is a folder that will keep the unhidden or decrypted file. So here we have that function do crypto in encryption. In encryption we have a string key and file input file. In this string key is that your key you enter to encrypt a file, and file input is that file you require to input your file you want to encrypt. So this do crypto is used to encrypt and decrypt in the same time, but we write here and to make it decrypt, to make it encrypt. Here we have a pad key in encryption algorithm use 16 key, and if your pin it is wrong to be 16 numbers or characters because it is difficult to remember it. But in this pad key, if you enter, for example, a key like 1, 2, 3, this pad key will extend it up to 16 character to be your file be encrypted. And you have file input. If you select a file to encrypt, the application will create a new file called encrypted folder, and this input file dot get name of your file you select to encrypt, and add on that file this extension .enc. This .enc is shows that file is encryption. So this is in code for encryption. If you successful encrypt your file, input file .delete. If you encrypt your file, automatically your file that will be encrypted from that folder here will be deleted from where you select that file you will be encrypted. The file will be deleted on previous folder where you selected from when you are going to encrypt it, and go to that folder and have that extension .enc. So in decryption, you don't need file input as any encryption key. You need a string key or your PIN only. If you use, for example, 1, 2, 3 for encrypt your file, in decrypt your file, you must remember it to use to decrypt that file. You need only a key to decrypt your file. Here we have a file. We have any array and data type called file, and we have any attribute, any variable called EncryptoFiles equal get EncryptoFiles. This function will help us, is a function that helps us to keep all folders or files that are being encryption. So here we have any loop. If your key you entered to decrypt a file is null, this array will go from one file in that folder you select to encrypt, that see the matching file with your key you are entered. So here, if your file is matching with the key you are entered to decrypt your file here do decrypt will come up with that key match with that file, and new file is where that file to be decrypted is going and encrypt file.get name is that file you have decrypted, and replace that enc. Previous we have that .enc because it is encrypted, but here that enc will replace with empty because we are decrypt, and the file will come up with a normal file as previous before we encrypt. So here we have a do decrypt. It aims to encrypt and decrypt at the same time, but here in the decryption we use it to decrypt, and in encryption we use it to encrypt. So here we have any other function called get encrypted file. Is all files that are encrypted is where it kept. So this function called get encrypted key, all files it kept will have .enc extension called all files contained by that folder, encrypted folder, will be encrypted. Here we have any pad key contain a string that have a string key. This string key is your pin you will enter to encrypt your file. This pad key is 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 it helps us to extend our pin or key we have entered, and it extended up to 16. If your pin doesn't reach to 16 as a standard of AES use, it extended up to 16 in order to help your pin be function. So let's run our home because it contains the main function, the main method. We run it and see how it looks like. So here you see that design like a calculator help to enter the numbers or key or pin to encrypt our file. If you are going to encrypt file, you go on option and go on hide a file. So here we are in a document, you have many folders and files. We can go on home, for example, on desktop. We are going to choose some file to hide. For example, in that folder we have that files. So if I choose that file called IPRC Karongi and open, I'm going to encrypt my file and click open. And here we have a text field code that tells us create a pin to lock a file. For example, you can choose 1, 2, 3 and click on hide. The application tells file successful hidden. So if you go on the desktop, in that folder we doesn't have that IPRC Karongi, but if here I have another folder, this folder it keeps the file that I have been encrypted, and if I want to decrypt it and decrypt that file will move from here, from encrypted file, and come in that folder called unhidden file. So in that folder I have that file that have been encrypted, and it has that extension .enc. But if you try to open it, so, and choose location you want to open it, that file will not be opened because it is encrypted. You will not read it. But if I come up with that application and run it, I want to unhide that file that will use the same key as I used to encrypt it. If you need only key to show that file. If you click on, so for example, 1, 2, 3, as I typed on previous to encrypt it, and click on show. That show will help us to show our decrypted file if it is decrypted, and click on show. Application will tell us file successful and hidden. So, and we will come with that encrypted folder. It is empty because that file that are being encrypted will not be in here because it is decrypted, and it is automatically come in that folder called unhidden file. And if I try to open it, it will be opened because it is decrypted. So in that folder we have that file called project proposal, and I'm going to hide it. So if I run that application, go on option to hide file, and that folder is located on desktop. File called project propose. I select it to hide it and click on open, and create a pin to lock this file. For example, 4, 4, 4, and you can create it if you doesn't need to encrypt it. So this is how my application work to hide and unhide our files by using an algorithm called advanced encryption standard, using same key to encrypt and decrypt files. So thank you.